What's up, folks? Welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. I'm joined once again with insider Stewart Swerdlow. And all right, Stewart, this is for my audience, they love you, so just I want to tell you that right now. They're going to show you a lot of love. But they're questioning, hey, what happened with the whole Ukraine thing? First of all, let me just say Stewart Swerdlow's great-grandfather was the first president of the Soviet Union.
Great uncle.
Great uncle, man. I keep messing that up. But who was the one that started the KGB?
Oh, his son, Mike.
Okay, cousin. And then well, there you go. So you have the pedigree, as I like to say.
Yeah.
And you're still very connected with a lot of inside sources, and you're going to spill some of that today, what you can talk about today for my audience to get ready for events or a chain of events that could be occurring this year. Now, a lot of my audience is like, he was right about the shutdown, but he was wrong about Ukraine. Let's wait up there. Hold on a second, folks. Let me just get through this for a second. He's going to explain everything. So, you want to get prepared? Get your Noble Gold, folks. Noble Gold. Something's brewing. You can feel it. The problem, you never know the full story until after the crash, after the collapse, after it's too late. And here's the brutal truth. You can't protect yourself after. You have to be ready now, and that's why it's important to listen to Stewart Swerdlow. All this uncertainty, the chaos, the warning signs, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's just noise, but maybe it's something bigger. Nobody knows for sure, but waiting to find out, that's how people get hurt. Physical gold and silver aren't just investments, they're preparation. They're the foundation of real protection, folks. My friends at Noble Gold Investments have been helping Americans protect themselves for nearly a decade. No pressure, no games, just proven insight when it matters most. Look, you'll either be prepared or you won't. Which one will you be when everything changes overnight? Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Noble Gold Investments, and get started now, folks. You can never be too prepared. Stewart, all right, speaking of preparedness and everything that's going on in the world, all right, let's just kick it off with Ukraine. What the hell is going on? You said it was going to end January 15th. It did not. People are like, I'm never listening to him again. But you called the shutdown to the day. So, I mean, to me, you're absolutely worth having on. Thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you. First of all, I want to start by saying I don't make predictions. Those are not my predictions. Those are things that I've been told in debriefings that I repeat here for everybody to know. And just like you can make a lunch appointment with somebody and then at the last minute have to cancel for an emergency, it doesn't mean that the lunch appointment was wrong. It just means something had to change. And so what happened is, and I think I explained this on another show, January 11, 12, and 13, there were intense, nonstop negotiations between the United States, Russia, and Ukraine. And on the 13th of January, they did come to an agreement for a lot of money, especially for Russia. You could actually say it was an offer they could not refuse. Then on the 14th, the Israeli military showed up at the Pentagon and the State Department and said, we need you to do this for us now, otherwise Ukraine isn't going to make a difference. And that had to do with Iran. And so,
so they threw the Iran card in there, and that changed everything. So you're saying that's kind of like what up at the apple cart?
Yeah. So technically and actually, an agreement was made on the 13th of January, and that's still on the table and ready to go after Iran is, let's say, completed.
Dealt with.
Yeah.
So it's postponed.
It's on hold because if they don't do this first, the rest won't matter.
And doesn't Russia have ties to Iran?
So I was told all Russian promises to Iran, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Cuba are just words. They don't do anything or mean anything because Russia can't handle it. Russia is in a state of financial collapse at this moment. They never expected this, what they call special operation, to last for 4.5 years, or actually a little over 4 years.
What special operation?
Ukraine. They don't call it a war. They call it a special operation.
I would imagine Zelensky is very hard to deal with.
Remember, he's an actor. He doesn't make any decisions himself. And his term of office expired last year. So technically, he's not the president. And they haven't had new elections yet.
But his life depends on this, literally.
In the agreement, and again, I'm really going out on a limb here. In the agreement, he will not have anything to do with Ukraine again. He's gone. And as I've told you and your audience, his family lives in Miami. They're not in Ukraine. And when you see him, he's not in Ukraine ever. He's in Germany, he's in UK, he's in America, he's every place but Ukraine. Because if he goes back to Ukraine, they'll frickin' kill him because they hate him there.
So, all right. So, is there any date now that you're working with that, or are they telling you that it will end?
Once Iran is taken care of, then they will go back to the Iran thing, to the Ukraine. Yeah.
Okay, so everything's kind of on hold. Are they still allowed to throw bombs at each other and fight? I mean, they're probably going to.
Well, they're doing that. They're doing that. But the truth of the matter is that Russia is running out of weapons, running out of materials. They don't have U.S. dollars to trade with international market anymore. They need the deal that Trump gave him, which I can't tell you the amount, but it's gigantic, and it would solve everybody's problem. I mean, it was quite a nice deal that he was offered.
So Iran is the wild card right now.
Literally.
I mean, we have such intense, incredible technology that, you know, they saw what we did in Venezuela. Why would they even try? I mean, obviously, we're surrounding Iran right now. Can you share with my audience what the next steps are? How soon will we hit Iran? Is it going to be after the blood moon? I know there's a blood moon.
That's today. Well, there's a special day today, actually. Today, for the Jewish religion, every Saturday they read a portion of the Torah. So today has to do with rebirth, victory, and things like that. I can only tell you that I was told that before this month is over, it will be done. They won't give me a date, but it's very soon. I'll also tell you that I think it was yesterday or the day before, the American Embassy in Tehran or the American Embassy in State Department told all Americans to leave Iran immediately.
Right. I saw something like that out there, and I posted it. But here is a letter. Now, folks, I have no way to validate this. This is all Stewart Swerdlow. So what is this I'm looking at? I know I've already shared this, right, on my social media, and I have no way to prove it's real or not. Only we have to go on your word. What is this that I'm looking at?
This is a document from American intelligence stating what I'm telling you, that Iran is going to be nuked with tactical nuclear weapons, not thermonuclear weapons.
So nothing that we saw in Japan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, nothing
no.
like that. What's the difference between a tactical nuke and something that we saw, an atom bomb going off? What's the difference?
A tactical nuclear weapon is a smaller, limited range exposure for specific targets. So it only takes out a specific area and does not spread out like a thermonuclear warhead. So they're going to target
I mean, why would they be okay with you sharing this and then me putting it out there like this? I mean, wouldn't they be like, man, I mean, they gotta have the sleight of hand. They gotta be, you know, they can't telegraph, and here we are kind of putting it out there.
You know, Trump already threatened them. So technically they're already warned. And Trump said, if you don't listen to what we're telling you, we're going to do something very bad to you. He said it publicly.
How long will this take? How long will this operation take to take out Iran?
They told me that to remove the entire infrastructure would be less than 5 days.
So this is something that needs to be done. I've also been told by other guests that this is the reason that Iran is so important is because Iran was going to be used to kick off the Third World War. The Muslim-Christian holy war, you know, that Albert Pike talked about for so long and the globalists have plotted and planned for so long. Is there any truth to that?
Somewhat. Iran has a lot of ancient history, as you know, and a lot of this is biblical. And I think I mentioned on another show that President Trump is the reincarnation of King Cyrus of Persia, who allowed the second temple to be built after the Hebrews were taken captive to Babylon. Then the Persians invaded Babylon, rescued the Jews, sent them back to Israel, and let them build a temple. So this is kind of like a replay of ancient history, but at the end of days, meaning it's a precursor, supposedly for the return of the Messiah.
So you've said by March we won't recognize the world. Are you still in that belief?
I think you won't recognize it this month. Yeah.
So we're in February. We're at the beginning. We're February 7th. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by March? Like what could have they told you anything? Why it's going to be unrecognizable? I mean, are nukes going to go off? Are we going to alien?
The nukes are going to. The nukes will be in Iran. I did mention to you several times in the last couple of months about March 16th, that the 3I Atlas vehicle would be on right over Jupiter. And what's interesting is that, remember that it was shooting jets away from the sun, so now it's shooting jets at the Earth. It's pointing jets at the Earth. And so nobody knows what they're shooting, but I did tell you when it passed the Earth, it released arsenic into the solar system area of the Earth.
So it's like poisoning us.
It's symbolic. It's symbolic. I also reported on the podcast, which I sent you this morning. It was just released.
I didn't get to see it. Sorry.
Well, there's a written exam at the end, so you better watch it. So Russian Science Academy just recently, I think it was February. I have it in my notes, February 2nd or 3rd, showed an image of a giant bird-like structure floating around the sun. It's larger than the Earth.
What is this?
It's a bird-like structure. On my podcast, there's a link. If you click on the link, you'll see the image. It looks like a giant bird. And if you look in biblical history, that bird is symbolic in the Kabbalah of the two messiahs that are coming to the earth.
Is this a September?
No, this happened a couple of days ago. And so they're calling it, I'm trying to find, I have so many notes here for you. I want to find the right one here. And so, trying to find it. I get so many downloads of the briefings, and I have to have them all typed up. Anyway, so do you remember in ancient times there was something called the bird of war?
Yes.
And so the bird of war looked like this, and so did the bird of the two messiahs. The looks kind of like a dove with its wings spread out, but it's a Kabbalistic symbol. And it's very interesting that after 3I Atlas passed around the sun and was shooting some kind of rays or jets, then this thing appears and is bigger than the Earth. And that NASA said they don't know what it is. It's an enigma. But you can click on my podcast.
I'm trying to find it. I don't
the links on my podcast, and it explains.
Can you put it in a private chat?
I'd have to find it first.
Okay.
But I have so many things here. Oh, here it is. Here.
Yeah.
So it was discovered by the Solar Astronomy Laboratory of the Space Research Institute of Russian Academy of Science on February 3rd so just a couple of days ago, and it shows a plasma structure of enormous scale with a wingspan that exceeds the diameter of the Earth multiple times. And it is an unusual feature resembling a bird or even a spacecraft with a fiery tail. And so they're calling it Sunbird of 2026. And nobody knows what it is. But you know what it reminded me of? Have you ever watched Star Trek? It reminded me of that Romulan bird of prey that would just materialize in front of the Enterprise. You know, come out of, it was cloaked and then it would materialize, the bird of prey.
I mean, I'm trying to. Oh, I see it. Here, is it this right here? Let me see, folks. Trying my best. Trying my best. This is crazy. Like that looks kind of. Is this a real photo? I mean, let me see.
It's from the Science Academy of Russia.
This is wild. I don't know. Is this it?
Yep, that's it. That's the one. It looks small on there, but it's twice the size of the Earth.
Wow. Look at that thing.
More than twice the size of
it. It looks like a phoenix or something.
Yeah, yeah. And so what is it? And how does it look like that? And that's a symbol. I believe, I can't prove it, I believe that that's what a 3i Atlas left to show itself at the right time, prior to March 16th.
So they're showing Earth. What are they showing? Like, hey, we're coming.
Yeah, because it means two different things. It can mean a bird of prey, war, or it can mean the coming of Messiah. Which one are you going to choose? And that was the whole purpose of 3i Atlas, is to give humans a choice, life or death. You know, we showed you, remember I told you, it emanated particles that are the foundation of life. And then it emanated arsenic. It's showing you life, death, life, death. Make a choice. That was what they're telling you.
That's fascinating. That looks incredible. It does look just like a bird.
Yeah. And they're calling it the, you know, whatever I put.
So by March, you're saying that the world will be, I'm just trying to figure out, what do you mean by unrecognizable? Like, I mean.
You know, they didn't explain that to me, but it has to do with politics, economics, and religion. So, and then by November, be even stronger.
If we take out Iran, we start blasting Iran, nuking Iran. I mean, I'm pretty sure that we're going to have some kind of retaliation response here in America. You know,
nobody will defend them.
Right, but they'll probably ignite or activate cells here in America, I would imagine, unless we've already gotten them all out of the way.
And that's what ICE is doing all over the place. That's the real reason they're doing what they're doing, and people are protesting and shooting. I mean, look, the mayor of Minneapolis and the governor of Minnesota said that they are not going to abide by the federal immigration laws. That's treason.
So why aren't they arrested? Oh, they will be arrested.
Well, yeah. And guess what else? Ilhan Omar is being investigated very deeply. And you remember Rashida Tlaib, the congresswoman from, they found that she has terrorist ties.
Jeez.
So all of these people that were so heinous and anti-American, it's like, you're in the American government and you're trashing America. Get out. No one told you to come here. You hate it here? Leave.
I've heard Ilhan Omar, the person you just mentioned, and Barack Obama, they're all going to be dealt with at the same time, around the same.
Yeah. You saw, I guess it was yesterday, that it was terrible, that meme that they posted from, that they said Trump did, of Barack.
And gosh, man. I was like, dude, way to throw fuel on the fire.
That was really bad. I have to say that was really bad. But they blamed some kind of intern working in the social media for him.
I don't buy it, man. I think Trump did that to get attention to the post.
So listen, they told me Trump only sleeps 2 hours a night. He can't sleep. Jeez. And when he gets up, he does like nutsy things like that, because like he's not.
Oh, he's
what I mean?
He's sleep deprived and he's bored on the phone, or what?
Well, it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, no one's going to say, hey, you better stop that. No one's watching him. So
oh my gosh, that's funny, man.
I think he's the funniest person I ever saw in my life.
So he's just
When
laying in bed, just trolling people, dude.
basically, yeah, it's like I think I hate Hillary. I think I'll write something bad about,
Yeah.
you know, like that.
And then the cleanup comes in the next day, like, what'd you do?
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to blame an intern because you can't take
I
responsibility
bet he
for
just
that
has a
one.
big shit-eating grin the whole time he's doing it, dude. Like, oh, I'm gonna mess with some people right now. That's got to
Well,
be fun.
I think I told you that they are concerned about his capacity right now.
His health, right?
Yes, and that's why he even stated, was it a month or so ago, on social media that, "Whoa, what do you think if I resigned and I became head of a group of entertainers?" So he was telling you that he's going to resign. Remember, I told you he's going to resign before the end of this year.
A lot of people aren't buying it.
Well, you're going to see. I'm just telling you. And
I mean, are
again,
you sure? I mean,
I'm not predicting. I'm telling you what I was told. So don't shoot the messenger.
well,
know?
that's a pretty big, bold statement.
They told me that over a year ago. So this is just not news to me. They told me it's all plotted out.
Look, there's a bruising on his hand right there. What is that from? Are you hearing anything about that? About why
Well,
he has these massive bruises and swollen ankles? Swollen ankles?
he sometimes he gets an IV or he gets an injection. And when elderly people, when you break their skin, they get a bruise like that.
Oh, you're right. My parents have bruises all over their bodies.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not like a disease. It's just that he had a needle mark or something like that.
I would imagine he's taking some pretty good stuff to stay active. I mean, he's got to be out there. He travels to Davos. Let's talk about that for a second. What's your thoughts on the whole? What's your whole thoughts on the Davos speech when he basically shots across the bow, basically ended Davos. He had a mechanical issue going there. Very brave. This guy has balls like coconuts, man. Gets on another plane, goes to Davos. And delivers a speech basically declaring war on the world health, on the WEF, right? So like we watch this and I'm like, wow, what a compelling and massive world-changing speech. What's your thoughts on that? I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
That's his mission. His mission is to remove evil from the planet. And he considers the EU, NATO, the World Economic Forum, all of this and they're evil. They're under the jurisdiction of George Soros, who hates everybody and wants to destroy civilization. And so Trump has in his mind, he and his team are going to remove evil. And that's what he's doing. And I'm going to tell you something else, which I may get in trouble for this one too, but I'm always in trouble, and people trash me. I could tell them, their name, and they would tell me I'm lying to them. So I don't care about that anymore. They don't know. They don't know me. They don't know what I do, who I speak to, and the people who trash other people. Those are the ones that they know nothing. They know absolutely nothing, and they should not be commenting on other people. Okay, so I said that now. So I had to put it out there. You should, the comments I get in my customer support. They come to me and go, "Should we answer this person? This person?" I'm like, "Don't answer that person. They're a nut."
I get it too, man. I get it really bad.
These people, they're just absolutely out of their mind. I'm sorry. I appreciate
it. But after a while, Stuart, you just, you have to ignore it because there's just so many of them. You can't fight them all off. It's like being in a pool with piranhas. You can't fight them all off.
My job, like I told you, I'm not there to convince you, to argue with you, or to defend myself. I'm not doing that. I tell you what I know. You could take it or leave it. It's up to you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And that's fair. So
yeah. So now I forgot what you wanted me to say.
You were going to say something that you should not be saying.
Oh, what was it about? It was about getting rid of evil. So remember, I think I told on the show about quantum AI and my opinion that it should be embedded with the Bible code to prevent the destruction of humanity. Otherwise, AI will say humans are insignificant and problem. We need to get rid of them. And that has happened, by the way, in other civilizations. So I suggested to the person in charge of the quantum AI to embed. So he said, well, we have to find out the codes. So anyway, and remember I said we needed coders? Well, I make a very long story short. I can't mention names. We now have the coders. We have them, and enough of them. We have a whole team. And I have the people with the codes. So now we have to get the codes translated into a software to embed in the AI and quantum, and especially quantum. And I have it. I have it.
Okay, so that's interesting. That's hopeful, at least.
Yes.
Very hopeful. What? So things to look forward to before spring, before going into March is, I guess, the main thing we should all be looking into is Iran getting nuked. Is that what you're saying? And then after that, shortly after that, the Russian-Ukraine war ends, right? I mean, is that where we're at now?
Let me backtrack 1 second there. That document you showed before that you said you can't verify Israel. I also verified it with a country that was involved, and that country said this is true. And I know where it came from, and they don't mess around. So that document was telling the truth. And then subsequently, I said to them, when are you going to do this? And the only thing they said to me was, before this month passes, it will be done. And that
all right. I mean, that's another bold.
I'm just repeating. I'm only repeating. I'm not predicting. I am not a predictor.
If this, I mean, come on. Timelines. I mean, I always get in trouble with that. I mean, I don't give dates, you know. I've done it before and I've gotten kicked in the nuts pretty hard. So, all right. Well, I mean, I could believe it. I think the only way we can take out Iran is by these drastic means. That if we're going to strike them, we're going to strike them hard and fast. And this does kind of make sense to me, but then again, who knows? I don't know. Like I said, I lay it out for people to play it out, and
have to also remember, the Ayatollah is not in charge of anything. He's half the time, they said, on drugs, and the other half sleeping. He doesn't know where
How old is Ayatollah? He's like 80,
87, 88.
Oh man, he's not doing anything. He's not doing. Look at my parents.
He's just propped up. You know, he's like a prop.
And he probably does not care.
He doesn't know where. He probably doesn't know his name.
Yeah, okay? I mean, it's just they're using his image.
And the thing is, what you see, it might be an AI image of him. It may not even be him. So the thing is, he's not running the country. And the ones who are, no, they don't stand it. They say, oh, if you attack us, you're in trouble. Listen, they would have done it already, okay? They've already been attacked more than once. Israel, in October, Israel and the United States removed their radar system. So Iran has no clue what's flying over their country.
So why don't they just give up, surrender?
Because that's, you know, that makes them look like they were not good. You know, that Allah is not going to save them. They can't do that. So they're going to get the smithereens bombed out of them, and then what happens? Well, I'm going to try to find what I was told about that. Oh, here it is. This is right from someone in our government. He said, when we bombed Iran in October, remember, everything began in October. We knocked out all of its air defense. If Iran pretends to fight back, it will get its clock cleaned. That's a direct quote. Even if they pretend. If they pretend, yeah. Jeez. He said, the president of Iran says he wants to negotiate, but there are no negotiations now, only crippling strikes. And that was told to me on February 3rd. So we're eliminating them as a threat. You know, I've also been told, Juan O'Savin is coming on the show and said that we're basically, you know, the plan for World War III, the globalist plan, what we're doing is eliminating that, or at least kicking the can down the road far enough to where it doesn't take place anytime soon. Some are of the opinion that we're already in World War III. Right. Well, okay, we could say that, but I'm saying like kinetic, all out fisticuffs. Yeah. Remember, a long time ago, they told me the next war will not be a ground war. It'll be from space. And that leads me to Taiwan, unless you have another question about the other thing. No. Go ahead. So China is in big trouble as well. you might recall that last week they started executing all their generals.
Yeah, I saw something on that. That's real, huh?
Just like the Russians were
Wow.
executing, getting rid of their people, this called sudden Russian death syndrome. People fall out of windows mysteriously, or they get accidentally poisoned. So you don't want to be a military person in Russia at the moment because they advised Putin incorrectly. They said, "Oh yeah, we could take over Ukraine in 6 months to a year, ground no problem." So 4 years later, not. So he executed them. Same thing in China. That we could take Taiwan, we could take South Korea, we could do blah blah, and they can't. And they did not do the right administration on the weapons. So President Xi is getting rid of them now. but the Chinese Navy is totally surrounding Taiwan. It's totally surrounding Taiwan. So what the Americans have done is they gave the Taiwanese huge laser weapons. All they have to do, this is what they told me, put one hole in each Chinese boat sinks. No more. Yeah. So they don't need like massive weapons.
So we are way more technologically advanced than China.
I was told point blank that we have superior weapons that nobody else has. And well, the Israelis told me the same thing. So, and they said there's weapons they haven't used yet, which are not going to unless they have to.
Wow.
And he told me that those weapons that in Venezuela, the microwave weapons that caused all those problems. So then they told me that they now have weapons that can scramble your mind so that
like a scrambled egg.
Yeah, so that the enemy soldiers, they don't know where they are, what they're doing. They can't do anything.
Oh, my Lord, like disoriented.
He said they have that now.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, these guys were doubled over, holding their stomachs, throwing up blood, and blood was coming out of their eyes and ears.
Yeah. But that was microwave. This is electromagnetic, just for the brain, so it doesn't cause physical issues.
This is scary. What if this goes into the wrong hands, man? I mean, like a post-Trump era, like who knows who's going to be in there and uses this on their own citizens?
Like I told you, there's a plan so that doesn't happen.
Let's get into that. I also want to talk about coming arrests, what you're hearing with Barack, and we'll kind of troubleshoot together. I'm tell you what I'm hearing. Let's go to ninoscorner.tv. Are you good with that?
Yes.
All right.
All right, folks. Do you have snacks and drinks there?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Beer and tequila.
Oh, no, vodka. I'm Russian,
Oh, yeah, you're Russian. That's right. You have your vodka, I'll have the tequila.
No
all right. I'm sober, folks. Everyone knows I'm sober. My life is boring now. All right, so I'll see you at ninoscorner.tv. I'll send you a link right now. Okay. Thank you, Stewart, for joining me, folks. All right, you heard it here. Let's see what happens. I lay it out for you all to play it out, baby. Thank you so much, Stewart, for joining me. Where do people go to see you, to get you?
At expansions.com, and it's a one-stop shop. Everything you need is right there.
All right, expansions.com. I'll put it down there in the link below, folks. Stay with me, Stewart, just for a second.